Good morning students. In the previous lecture we study application of Gauss theorem, that is second application, electric field due to a charged plane sheet. Clear? So today we are going to study third application of Gauss theorem. Clear? So what is the third application? The third application is electric field due to a charged spherical cell. Clear? So today we are going to study the electric field due to a charged spherical cell. Now let us start. Electric field due to a charged spherical cell. This application is also important for the board examination. Many times this question is asked in the board examination, so we concentrate to study the electric field due to a charged spherical cell. So first of all we draw the diagram to calculate the electric field due to a charged spherical cell. Clear? So here we assume that this is a spherical cell, and if we given a charge on that spherical cell, then charge will be distributed over on its surface. Charge is distributed over on its surface. We consider the radius of the spherical cell is capital R. So what is the electric field due to this charged spherical surface? So here there are three conditions. We calculate at three position electric field. First we calculate outside of the cell. Second we calculate at the surface of the cell, and third we calculate inside the cell. So for the calculation of electric field, we draw an imaginary surface that is symmetric to the charge given to the any body. Clear? So here we draw, first of all we calculate the electric field due to a charged spherical cell. Clear? So first case is if small r is greater than capital R, that is small r is the distance from the center of the cell and capital R is the radius of the cell. So here if we consider small r is greater than capital R, so obviously the point is just outside of the spherical cell. Clear? So for the calculation of electric field at a point outside of the cell, let us assume that this point will be ARP something. So here we consider this point is A. So for calculation of electric field at that point, we draw an imaginary surface around the cell. This is a imaginary surface, and imaginary as well as this is closed surface. Clear? So this is a imaginary surface. So here we find out electric field at that point. Let us assume that this is a surface element dA, and the electric field due to the charge given to the cell just outside of the surface, the direction of electric field outside from the cell. And area vector of this surface element is also along the direction of electric field of the cell. So here we draw the diagram in which area vector is lie along the electric field. So here we observe that the electric field and area vector both are in same direction. So here we write the angle between electric field and area vector is equal to 0. So we calculate the electric flux from the Gaussian surface, that is imaginary surface, and as well as closed surface. And this surface is taken in a spherical cell because the surface is symmetric to the charge given to a body. Since the charge given to a sphere, so here imaginary surface is also spherical. Clear? So here we calculate the electric flux from the imaginary surface. So first, net flux linked with Gaussian surface. Clear? So phi E is equal to closed integral vector E dot d vector A, or here we write phi E is equal to E dA cos 0, because theta is equal to 0 and from vector A dot V is equal to AB cos theta. So using this concept we write this step. Again we take common electric field from the integration sign. So here we write dA. Here integration of dA means total surface area of the imaginary surface, that is a Gaussian surface. So what is the surface area, total surface area of a sphere? That is 4 pi r square. Since the radius of imaginary surface is small r, so here we write the total area of surface of the imaginary closed surface is 4 pi r square. So here we write phi E is equal to E multiplied by 4 pi r square. So this is the flux which we have to calculate it from the imaginary surface. Now we write here what is the flux according to Gauss theorem. So according to Gauss, what we write the electric flux from closed surface, that is phi E is equal to Q by epsilon naught. This is equation second. So these are two flux. One flux is calculated by me, and one flux is calculated by the Gauss. We equate these two equations and find out the electric field outside of the cell. So using equation first and second, we get E into 4 pi r square is equal to Q by epsilon naught r. E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by r square. This is the electric field due to a charge spherical cell outside at any point. So here we write r is greater than capital R. That explains the electric field outside of the cell. Since sigma with the charge density of cell, therefore Q is equal to sigma into A, but here A is equal to 4 pi r square, 4 pi capital R square, not small r square, because the charge distributed on the cell having a radius capital R. So here we write Q is equal to sigma into 4 pi r square. So we put value of Q in this expression. So finally we get E is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught sigma into 4 pi r square upon small r square. Here 4 pi and 4 pi cancel to each other, therefore E is equal to sigma by epsilon naught capital R square by small r square. So this is the also electric field outside of the cell, but in terms of the charge density, and this electric field in terms of charge. So here also we write R is greater than capital R. So this is the first case. After first case we study the second case. So now we study the second part of this derivation. Second part, if small r is equal to capital R. So there is no need of the derivation of the second part. From the calculation in the first part, we also write the value of electric field at the surface of sphere. That point we will assume B. Clear? So here the electric field at the surface is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q by capital R square. So this is the electric field on the surface, and in which case when small r is equal to capital R. And in terms of charge density, what will be the expression of electric field? The expression is sigma by epsilon naught capital R square by R square, because small r is equal to capital R. Here small r is equal to capital R be placed, so we get the expression of electric field. So here r square cancel to each other, so E is equal to sigma by epsilon naught. So this is the second part of the derivation. Clear? So this is this electric field at the surface in terms of the charge, and this electric field at the surface of the cell in terms of the charge density. Now we are going to the third part. The third part is, in this case, if small r is less than capital R, not greater, not equal. So if we assume a point inside the cell, this point is assumed that point C. So here we draw a spherical surface, imaginary surface. Since if the charge given the surface of the cell, that charge will be uniformly distributed on the surface, not inside the cell. So inside the cell charge becomes 0. Clear? So by using this concept, we calculate the electric field. So what will be the electric field inside the phi E? First we calculate phi E is equal to vector E dot d vector A is equal to Q in by epsilon naught, but Q in is equal to 0. Therefore we write vector E dot d vector A is equal to 0 by epsilon naught, that is equal to 0. So here from this expression we write this like as vector E dot dA, and open vector E dot dA, E dA cos 0 is equal to 1. So E will common from the integration sign, and here we will write dA. So this is equal to 0, therefore E is equal to 0. So this is the electric field inside the spherical cell. Last topic, the graph between the electric field and the radius, means distance from the center of spherical cell. So variation of E with small r for charged spherical cell. Clear? So here we draw a diagram. This is known as x-axis and that is y-axis. The y-axis represent electric field and x-axis represent distance from the center of the spherical cell. So at a distance capital R from the center to the surface of the cell, there is no electric field. In this region there is no electric field, that is E is equal to 0, and at the surface E is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q by capital R square. Clear? So after the surface, what will be the variation of electric field with the distance? Since E is inversely proportional to R square. In this case, E is inversely proportional to R square. So this is the graph between the electric field of the charged spherical cell and distance from the center of the spherical cell. This graph is asked many times in the board examinations. So today we complete the application of Gauss theorem. In the next lecture, we solve some numerical like as NCERT exercise and their solved examples. So please wait. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.